Breaking news, programmers may no longer be necessary.
Me?
A new trend called vibecoding claims that people can now build entire apps using artificial intelligence.
Yeah, but does it really work? People on the internet are claiming that you can build an app without writing a single line of code. So, me and Meezy are going to test this out. Welcome to a new series on this channel, Meezy and I Vibe Code an App, where we would try to use just AI to create an app, put it in the App Store, and then try to get real people, strangers, to use it. We're going to answer that question. Is vibe coding actually real, and will this work? So we have certain rules that we have for this experiment. So the first rule is that we can't write a single line of code. So Meezy and I know how to code, but we can't write any of the code. I think this one is super important because I think that's the whole point of vibe coding, is that they say anyone can create an app. So we really want to test that out. So even if we think it's like the smallest change ever, we cannot make that change. The second thing that comes to the experiment is that we're going to do everything live. So Meezy and I are going to go live on TikTok at 3:30 p.m. PST every Wednesday. This is super important to us just because people can come in if they have questions. I think it'd also be really cool if people could vibe code their own apps as we do ours. So if you come across anything, then you can bring that up. And then also, I feel like why it's so good is that you guys will see that we did not write a single line of code just because everything will be live. So you can see that. I think also sometimes you might see these like stories on the news of people vibe coding, and you think, like, did you really vibe code that? Or did you, make some tweaks here and there? Like, we really don't know the behind the scenes. So now you're going to see the behind the scenes. So I'm gonna have our TikToks in the comments below. If you don't have TikTok, that's okay. I'm gonna be posting like recap videos like this. So you'll be able to see these. And then finally, which is going to be the hardest one, I think, is that we have to get at least 100 downloads. Or if it's a web app, like people visiting it and using it. So I think this one is going to be super hard. 100 people is a lot of people. But I think I like this one too because most people who are vibe coding, I believe they want to one day put it out and one day have other people use it. So it might be working fine for Meezy and I, but then we put it out there and there's this or that and that. So yeah, we have to put it out there and actually have people use it.
Creator Maya Bello is officially on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Subscribe to help her reach the goal.
So I kind of wanted to talk about some disclaimers. There are some people who really hate vibe coding. They say the apps aren't secure, and there has been security problems in the past with vibe coded apps. They also say you can't build anything complex. We all know complex is subjective. They also say like if something goes wrong, let's say the AI gets it wrong, can you figure it out? Can you troubleshoot? But then I also see the other side to this where it makes it accessible for more people, where I've read stories of like, moms who have no experience coding and they make, this app. So I've seen those success stories. There's also a teen who vibe coded an app and that got sold for millions. I'll share the app later. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I do see the pros and cons. I just want you to know that I'm not trying to push anything on you. If we create the app and it works, yay. If me and Meezy spend 12 sessions on live and we say, baby, this ain't it, then this ain't it. We really just want to try and do this experiment and see what happens. So I just want you to know, like, I'm not trying to push anything on you and that we're just kind of going to go on this journey together. So I kind of want to show you some examples of vibe coded apps. So one of Meezy's and I favorites was Doggy Decks. So you find, snap, and collect dogs. So it's basically different dogs you see in your life. You can snap a photo of it, and then you have an entire diary or index of different dogs that you've seen. So I love how simple this is. It's fun, and it's also an idea I've never seen before. So this one was super cool. Another vibe coded. So yeah, this was an app it's actually in the App Store. It was vibe coded, but this is a web app. So basically what you can do is like talk to your future self. So you can like actually like create a recording, and then after that you can record a message, and then you can choose what date you want to kind of like get that message. So I have already done one of these. I just thought it was super cute, and yeah, I like that idea. So then another one is chores AI. So basically kids, or not just kids, maybe people can take a, well, like, it's kids. Kids can take a picture of like completed chores, whether it's washing the dishes, cleaning their room, and then basically they get money when they do their chores. So I thought that was another cute idea. And then there's Cal AI. So Cal AI, I feel like, is one of the gold standard of vibe coded apps. So what it does is you can track your calories with just a picture. You take a picture of food and AI will guess what the calories is. Now, what makes this so interesting is I was reading this article and it says he built an AI app in high school, so that's Cal AI, made 40 million and then sold it to MyFitnessPal. Now he's aiming even higher. So this is 19-year-old kid that actually vibe coded an app that made some money and then he sold it. So I think that's super cool. So from these examples, it's like, okay, vibe coding, it looks like it can be done, but it's just we don't know the behind the scenes. We don't know anything. So that's why I kind of want to try it out for myself and see like, can it work for me? Will this actually work? What problems I'll fall into, etc. So I actually should have done this in the beginning, but this is the first video, it's the intro video. I wanted to define what vibe coding is, just so we're all on the same page. And if you have no coding knowledge, this series is for you. So definitely come in on this series. Basically, what vibe coding is, it's a new way of creating software, and it's very new. The term was actually created in 2025 by Andrej Karpathy. He's one of the founders of OpenAI. OpenAI is behind ChatGPT, but basically it's a way of creating software where you guide an AI to write the code. So instead of me type, having to write all of the code, you basically speak to the AI and you tell it what to build. So basically what makes this insane is that they're saying you don't need knowledge of coding. You need to be able to basically articulate yourself and communicate to the AI what you want done. So yeah, it's really interesting. So my experience with vibe coding, I have only vibe coded very small, do it in an hour mini projects. So I actually have one on this channel where I created a rock, paper, scissors game where basically you play that against AI. It was actually super fun. I'll have in the comments below. I made it so tricky that like AI starts to like analyze you and tries to predict your next move to always win. So I'll actually have that in the comments below so you can see if I won or AI won. But yeah, I think what's different here is that that was just something I did for fun in an hour and it worked on my computer, but now we're trying to take it to the next level. Like, can it work on your computer and yours and yours? So Meezy and I also discussed different apps we can build. So we had some fun ideas out there, like, like an addicting game, something like Flappy Bird, or we could do something like Wordle, a little brain game. Sometimes on the toilet, I'm like, I don't want to go on social media. Like, can I just play a quick little game while I'm here? Meezy had a great idea of like a closet organizer.
I have too many clothes. I wear a lot of outfits and I always need to be putting an outfit together for something. But if I'm not at home, then I can't. And uh I actually use 3 closets in my house. And they're in 3 separate rooms. And then I also have drawers of clothes. Now, I will say these are small closets. That's why I use 3 of them. Okay. It's not like I'm filling up 3 walk-in closets. Um, but my clothes are everywhere. And so sometimes I forget I have things, or I'm in one room and I'm trying to watch my show while I look for clothes. Then I have to walk to another room and it's just too much. So I would love to have an app where all of my things are just in one place. And I will say in like 2013, maybe I downloaded an app that was a closet, but I think there's no closet app that's just at the top. But I would love to catalog my closet through an app.
I like that. And then I had the idea of kind of like a one goal kind of app. This is for all the people who love vision boards and stuff like that too. But basically, you put one goal into the app, and then basically you can document the journey of it. So if it's learning a new language, it could be like, oh, I studied today, I studied for 30 minutes. You can just basically like track the journey and things like that. Or if you're like running a marathon, I ran today. You can take a picture of your outfits. You can have journal entries like where you talk, but basically you focus on one goal. There'll be inspirational quotes and all that stuff. It just help you achieve that one goal. So yeah, those are the different ideas. Let me know in the comments below which idea you think we should build. Y'all, I'm so excited for this series. Definitely subscribe so you can stay up to date on Meezy and I's next live. What we're going to do is pick the AI platform that's going to be writing the code, and then we're also going to solidify the idea. So definitely come along on this journey with us, and I'll see you in the next recap.